Hi, welcome to Sex, the Story Behind the Pleasure. How are you guys doing? I am Shamel Jackson, the owner, Breaking It Down with C. Jackson. This is Sex, the Story Behind the Pleasure. We're here every Tuesday at 7 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. I have a special guest with me today. Well, all my guests are special, but she is like extra special. Extra special. So I brought her on to continue our discussion about parents and sex. Because May and June, we celebrate Mother's Day and we celebrate Father's Day. So I want to talk about how not me, but parents talk about sex with their children. Whether maybe they don't talk about it, maybe they do talk about it. So I brought her on to continue that conversation. So go ahead and share this broadcast with your followers. Feel free to comment. If it's your first time coming in, you're watching a replay, still comment. Still say whatever you choose to say on the broadcast, ask questions, all of that great stuff. So, and this is your first time coming in, you will type a 1 on the screen and say hey and tell me how you heard about the broadcast, all of that, and where you're tuning in from, because I never know where people are tuning in from, how they heard about it, all that great stuff. So, as I said, I have a special guest with me today. Her name is Alicia Prater. We have, and I'm gonna let her tell.
You talk. You can tell it.
I'm gonna let her tell more.
I'm trying to share with my followers. Okay, I'm trying to share.
She's trying to share.
Okay, go ahead.
That's awesome.
Go ahead.
And so, but anyway, I titled this broadcast "Parents and Sex" with my chat with my Leap sister. Y'all probably like, what is Leap? Like, what is she talking about? But I'm just gonna let her tell about that in a minute. But I'm just gonna give a little spiel how we It's just so much to say. I'm trying to keep it short, but we have danced for God together.
Yes.
We have prayed together.
Yes.
Created vision boards together.
Yes.
We have shared T.D. Jakes sermons together.
Yes.
Talked about them. Told them how we ran around the house about them. It's just so much. Oh yes. You never underestimate when people. When God puts people in your life, you know how you say people in your life for a season or like whatever, even if they're there for a season, just do that. And that's not a bad thing if somebody's in your life for a season or for a lifetime. But if they come into your life and you just see how, like, I met her 3-4 years ago. I don't even know. I stopped keeping count. Yeah. And so, but just the things being connected to her has like connected me to so many other things. It has I didn't even plan on talking about all this, y'all. I'm gonna get real emotional. I'm stopping. I get real emotional.
Don't cry. Look.
But
we're not ready for that.
We just, so many things have happened since I met her, and so I'm excited. So when she has helped me, done a lot of things with my book side. Anyway, follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and you'll see her face on a lot of stuff, and so she can help me. Cute, okay. Yeah, but so anyway, I'm gonna let her get into the whole Leap thing and what that really is all about.
Okay, so we're Leap sisters because last June the Lord laid on my heart to do a conference for women. It is tied to my purpose and my new business, which is coming soon. But Leap stands for Live, Expect, and Pursue. And just God taking the things that I've been through in my life and just sharing my testimony with others. And I found that so many other women are going through the same things, have gone through the same things, know somebody in the same things, parents are in the same things. And so, that was just that walk of faith that I did last year. And I didn't expect it. I just wanted to be obedient, and I did not expect it to be sold out by word of mouth. I didn't expect the response that came from it, and it really just birthed the whole thing of what I'm doing now. But at that conference, and Shamel was one of the ones that really was like, just like, she just had this, like, she was just blown away. And I was like, well, what? Was it bad? I'm trying to gauge. And so it has really stuck. And from that, and even beginning of last year, like she said, we did our vision boards, and just God just really moved. And she's right. He put her in my life for reasons as well. And so I've just seen so many things that have been accomplished and happened in our lives. And we still leaping, we still birthing babies, we're still doing things. And we got a lot of stuff that God has given us to do.
Yes, God.
So we're busy
Yes,
women.
God.
So I'm honored. I am honored to spend this time with her today.
Thank you, yes. And so she mentioned the conference, the LEAP conference she did last June. Oh my God, it's always been a year since she did that.
Yeah.
And the picture, if you look on my page, when I made the announcement about this broadcast, one of the pictures is from that conference. And so actually, and the other picture was from my book. And so it's kind of two significant major events of
Last
both.
year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I leaped and did a book, and she leaped and did her LEAP conference. So anyway, y'all gonna see her a lot more. So
Yes.
watch out. She has a lot of hidden talent that she got to release. But anyway, that's a whole nother broadcast.
Yes, it
we
is.
say for another day.
Yeah.
But yeah. So but anyway, I always talk about how I learned a lot about sex, not just from my parents, but a lot of my foundation came from my church. And so doing the purity classes, and I know y'all probably purity classes and everybody do that. No, in my church, no shade to any other church. I'm not saying they don't do this, but I just know in my church they don't sugarcoat it. Right. So it is what it is. Like this is that and this is that. And so I'm just so grateful to have that, and that alone has led me to do so many other things. And here I am. Who would have ever thought when I was 16, when I took those classes, I would be up here talking about it. And so I just have to say, kudos to my church. And I learned about sex through they told me about things about sex too, but I was just saying that the church did a wonderful job instilling in me the idea about sex and what it means. And so that's what I really wanted to ask Alicia first. Okay. How did you learn about sex, whether it's from your parents or, just how did you learn about it?
It was not at all from my parents.
Okay, see?
At all. I'm not telling my age because I'm just 21. But it was like at that time it just was, I don't know, it just wasn't. And so I learned a lot from, of course, technical stuff from school and health class and stuff, and from friends. And I was the only girl. I have 4 brothers, and I'm the oldest. Wow. So yeah, I didn't get, it was don't come home with no babies.
You didn't get that.
I did get that. That's what it was. Don't come home with no baby. That was it. That's it. I understood it. But there were some things that I feel like were missing, and I felt like I wish I would have had that conversation or was able to have that in my life. So once I had kids, that was something that was very important to me.
Okay.
Especially having a daughter, because I know what that's like. With both of my kids anyway, but I knew what I didn't get, and so I knew what, that's nothing bad against my mom. It was just the time,
right?
And
right, and that's what I said. Nothing against the parents. People have lots of reasons why they don't talk about. It's not an easy thing to talk about. Yeah. It's not an easy thing to talk about, and so people trip out when I'm up here talking about. Even though I'm walking in celibacy, people are like, "You talking about this?" Like, yeah. So,
right.
But it's not an easy thing to talk about. So it's not like, so if your parent didn't do it, don't think of it so they holding out or they're doing this intentionally. Right. It's nothing like that. But
yeah, they may not have the tools, or they may not know, or they may not be comfortable. And something that I kind of shared with Shamel was that when I had kids, and because I have a background in social work as well, like that was something very important to me, and I understood from seeing, a different side of it, from abuse and things like that. It's important to start having those conversations when they're young. Yes. And so, and building that kind of communication and openness with your kids. So I did that. And their father was a police officer. I was working with social services. So they probably got an overdose of stuff that they didn't really want. They didn't want to know. But it even started, say when they were like younger and can, old enough to talk, maybe 4 or 5, going to school, whatever, just giving them correct names for body parts.
Right.
And stuff like that. Because, if I'm calling it something, body parts is one thing, but then your family calls them something else. Like, it really gets confusing, and you really, it can just lead into some different things. So that was the one thing. And the other thing was, I made sure that, my kids' friends and stuff like that, I would be all, yeah, girl. And a lot of my kids' friends, they would come and talk to me. Oh, Miss Prater, what you think about this? This is what happened at school. And so that gave me opportunities as they aged and things came up. It gave me an opportunity to kind of give them a little wisdom, give my children a little education, share with them as they got much older, because they're now 21 and 17, but share with them about some of my experiences, especially in college, high school, things like that. And that has made it easier. But I knew the alternative of not giving them that information and letting them having to get it from the world or somewhere that I may not agree with.
Right.
And they have been raised in church. So as Shamel said, they went to the purity classes and all of that. So I tried to give them as much of a good foundation as I could. And then I am reasonable enough to say that even if all else fails, we have enough communication that you can tell me that you're feeling tempted or whatever, so we can put the necessary things, we can discuss it or put necessary precautions in place or whatever it is, because I'd rather for you to be honest with me then you feel like you can't talk to me about it, and then there are other repercussions we have to deal with.
That's good. Yeah, you hit so many things. I'm like, well, I need to stop. I already know how to stop. But as she mentioned, the first thing I did think about, she worked in social work, and I say this all the time. I teach in the daytime, so I'm around kids 8 hours a day, and so I know, and it's interesting because another thing, our careers are similar because we see the consequences of a bad decision involving sex. So you see the child that got molested, you see the child that got abused, and so it can manifest in so many different things. And I talked about this in April for Child Abuse Awareness Month, Sexual Child Abuse Awareness Month, and so you miss it. You can, the video's still up and you can catch it, but it just manifests in so many different ways, and so people don't really understand. I always say, y'all need to be a teacher for one day. one day. And I work in a mental health facility, so it is a lot. And you always wonder about why people do the things that they do, or why teens are promiscuous, or why an adult is promiscuous. And so it's just a lot. But like I was saying, we have that common ground with the whole career, working around the children and adults of the children, that all of those consequences come into effect. And so I forgot what else I was thinking, because she said a lot. You said
okay, so let me say one more thing, and then you tell me where we're going from there. Okay, so and while we're on that part of it, now I work at a school, and I'm a site coordinator for a school, and I'm on the other end of social services, but still with that. And kind of what I dealt with in social services. Now we're in a time where sex trafficking is so big.
Oh, yes.
And
yes. Oh, yes.
So it's a lot going on. And, even when you're 18, I wasn't prepared for the world, or anything like that. And so we really need to be, even if you have nieces and nephews or whatever, it's just about being supportive of a person that is there, that is open and available for them to talk to, because they have so much to deal with in the world. Even middle school kids that are having babies. Yes. And of course it's been going on for a while, but it's getting to be a little normal. And so there's just a lot of things that are going on. And so more than ever, we have to kind of change our ideas and get past some of our fears about it, to really open up and have those conversations, because it's really important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know you mentioned, you said the conversation with your kids, you allowed you to be open. You know, parents don't want to tell all their business. So was that
now I ain't telling them all
okay,
the business.
Okay, no, I just want to see what, how did you go about, so, okay, do I tell them this, or what is the whole, what do I not tell and still get my point across?
Basically, okay, so let's say, okay, so I'll say this. So, like, growing up, my parents were divorced or whatever.
Okay.
And a lot of things, like with my daughter, I shared with her about how there are things like my daddy issues. At that time, I'm here, y'all. But at that time, just missing having that person in my life. I was looking for love in different places. You want that acceptance and that love. Right. And so I went through that. And I was clear and I was honest with my daughter about that.
Okay. Gotcha.
I didn't give her details of, like that. But I just basically said, sometimes you have to look at the why you're doing a thing.
Wow.
Because a lot of times you really know that dude ain't really,
You're right. You are so right.
But
yes. You're right. I'm just agreeing. All
if
that.
you bored, it's, you got somebody to kind of hang out with, but you know those things. And so it's just kind of like I was sharing those things with her and her friends, because in high school, several of them were, a lot of children were having sex and stuff. And so she was like, well, Ma, I'm not doing it, but this is what's been said. Like, I just kind of want to know about this, that, or the other.
Mm-hmm.
And she felt comfortable enough to ask questions.
Wow.
And so we would talk about it, but it, I did. Now, as far as how much to share, like, there was some, I'm like, okay, Lord, now, look, I want her to go to college, and I don't want her, because I got a social degree in college, and I got a bachelor's degree.
Okay.
And so I want my kids to go just get that bachelor's degree. I don't want them to be nervous. I don't want them to not enjoy college, because it's great, but I don't want them to have the social degree.
Okay.
First. So, anywho, I'm thinking about it. But it's just about, you just have to, just get wisdom about that, because you don't have to give details, but you can overall say, sometimes you need to look at the situation. Is this something you would, or I would say, is this somebody you would introduce to me? Because if it's not somebody you would introduce to me, why are you dating them?
Wow.
And with my son being an athlete. Now, I don't know if y'all seen The Game with Tasha Mack. But that would be me.
She probably 10 times worse.
That would be me. And so, because girls are very aggressive now. And I have to tell him, like, look, son, no, we're not doing that. Like, you need to stay focused, because sex is going to be there. Girls are going to be there. It's all right to have friends, hang out, whatever. But if that's what they're about and that's what they're talking about, like, you need to be like, ho. And so I'm grateful that nobody's perfect, but I do see, and we have talked about where their relationship with Christ has made a difference in the choices that they make.
That's good. And now that you mentioned your son, I want to ask, because sometimes, y'all, the daughter gets the different talk from what the son does. They get the different talk. So
if they get the talk.
Right. If they get the talk, the girl gets the different, and it's still going on. Girls, wait till you're married. What the boy supposed to do?
Right.
Right. So did you do that, or did did the dad have was his talk the same as your talk?
I'm sure no. But we got a village. I have a village.
Okay.
So where. I don't think I'm gonna have to have some conversations with some people. Now you put some on my mind.
Oh God!
Because I don't know if my brothers or I know my dad didn't, but I don't know who said, well, go on that. See, I need to make sure. I'm gonna have to go home and ask some questions.
Oh
now.
Lord!
I'm gonna ask some questions. I'm gonna ask some questions now. See, you started something, but it was like he got the same information my daughter did. Okay. And with me, and I just said the same thing about girls as I said to her about boys. Like, you have to be careful, because some people want you because you're an athlete.
Right.
Some people want you because you're popular.
Right.
Some people just want you, and I said, and it's gonna get to be more, because as you're in college playing, oh, he might go to the NFL.
Right.
I mean, it's just different things, or they see you attached to the spotlight or whatever, and they want to be a part of it. And you have to be aware of manipulation. Okay? So we talk about all that kind of stuff. It is no different from my daughter than it is for my son, because it happens on both ends.
Wow.
It happens on both ends.
And so, I know her. Obviously, I know her person, so I know she done grilled it in tough. So, yeah.
But
they got a village.
Love, like
I know.
Until I need to now.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So I know, they got a village. I already know they got a village. But yeah, so just to sum up so far, what she has said, be open.
Yes.
Be open. I talked about in the last broadcast, the Dutch people, they're open. Now, some of that stuff, like the romantic sleepover, we ain't doing that. So, but that's them. But I was just making a point that you have to be open. And so, sometimes if you're scared to talk about, maybe like she was saying, there's something that you had to deal with and you don't want to share all that. And so if you're coming in, go ahead and share the video. Say, hey, we surely want to know who's on here, and greet you. And feel free to comment, ask questions, even if you're watching the replay, or any topics that you may think is going on. Y'all, I can talk forever and ever, especially with somebody else. So I'm trying to keep up with the time. So I'm doing good because it's 7:21, y'all. So I'm doing so good. But if you're coming in, I don't know who's that in. I just see them in. But if you want to ask questions, we're just talking about parents and sex with my special guest, Alicia Prater. And she just talking about how she talked about sex with her children. So this is May. Mother's Day has passed and Father's Day is coming up. So I'm looking forward to doing some things in June as far as Father's Day, because Kevin Hart has this. He did an interview, and it was so cute, y'all. It's probably the video I saw was like 3 minutes or something. I posted it on my page somewhere. I didn't post a lot of stuff. And so he just talked about how he talked to his kids, and it was so, I just like, wow, that is so amazing to hear a dad talk about how they talk to their kids about sex and all of that stuff. And sometimes he was laughing. He said he laughed sometimes because he said, y'all doing the same stuff I did, or the same things are going on. And so you gotta catch it. It's just a cute interview. I may reshare it, the actual clip, so y'all can see. I'm sure I'll talk about it again when June be here for Father's Day. But he's on the cover. Essence. He's just doing. That's just cute. It's just cute. So. Yeah. But Alicia, did you want to say anything to parents or even kids? Like, even if you don't have a parent to talk to, find somebody, that you can trust and that's responsible. But as she said some of her kids' friends came to her. Yeah. So there's nothing wrong with it. We just want to make sure you give the information that you need to help you make an informed decision. You won't do anything that's gonna, change your life or, make it harder for you. So, But anyway.
And let me say this too, when my kids' friends would come over or they would be over and talk or whatever, like I always would encourage them to talk to their parents. So it wasn't like, I'm just like, well, come on over here, girl, I'm going to tell you everything. It wasn't like that, but I would just say, you kind of need to be watchful. Or, I would give that kind of neutral information. But I would say, maybe try this in talking to your mom or dad. Or maybe try this. Like, I would always, because I wouldn't want, and let me say one other thing. I have a couple people in my life, like one of my very, very best friends and one of my cousins, that my kids know that they can go to and talk to them about anything. Okay. And they don't necessarily have to share it all with me. If it was something they weren't comfortable sharing with me, they could share it with them, and it was okay. Because I trusted those people enough to know what information they were going to give my kids. Right. And sometimes, as growing up as a kid or teen, it's certain things that you can't say. You try, but you just can't bring yourself to say. But parents, I would encourage you just to have, if you have, a sibling or somebody very close to you that knows the ins and outs of you, and you know the ins and outs of them, and you trust them with your children. And my best friend, she's also my kid's godparent.
Okay.
Their godmother.
Okay.
And so I knew that that's a safe place. Yeah. And so I made it clear y'all can talk to her. She knows she don't have to tell me what y'all talk about. It ain't about she gonna come back, girl, they asked me this. That's a safe place. Now if it's something serious, all bets are off. You gotta tell me if it's something serious. But if you just need information and you feel more comfortable talking to them about it, and I had a male and a female, then you can go talk to them and it's okay.
Yeah.
And so I just encourage parents to just let's just have some more dialogue, and even with getting prepared for this or getting ready to come do this with Shamel, I have my daughter's about to be a senior in college. My son's about to be a freshman in college. And so I got to have another conversation with both of them, and my daughter's more open. So we throw stuff around all the time. But it's time to have another conversation. And so I just want the best for them. And we all want the best for our kids, our grandkids, nieces and nephews, or whatever. So it's just about opening a dialogue. And then even if there's somebody that's in your church, in your group, or wherever it is, and because sometimes we'll see the little girl or little boy and we're like, okay, they are just doing way too much. But if they don't have anybody to share that with them, or just pull them to the side and say, you know what, you are beautiful, and you don't have to even show all that, or you don't have to do all that. If they have somebody that they feel really cares about them and take interest in them, like that can even help. Even if you can't have the whole sex talk with them, but just to give some kind of guidance. Those of us who really know and have been through some things, that I feel like that's our responsibility.
Yeah, that's true. Because I ran across a pretty girl, it was last year. She was one of my students, and she had a crush on one of the male students there, and I was just telling her, like, girl, no ma'am, I teach, he with me 3 hours a day, I'm gonna just tell you now, no. No. It's not what you want. Yeah, he here. Okay. No. No, ma'am. Yeah. So they was probably like 14 or whatever, but she was just devastated because they knew each other out. Well, see, I work in a mental health facility. I have to say it, so this all makes sense.
Right.
And so they knew each other outside of this setting, and so he was like ignoring her when they was like. They weren't supposed to see each other, but when they would see each other, he would ignore. And so she was just in a classroom boo-hooing, crying. I'm trying to be, sensible, but I'm really like,
girl,
no ma'am. And so, but I really, like she said, in love, I told her, and we really got to the issue of why she was like devastated. She wanted to harm herself and all this over this guy. I mean, he really, look, I'm telling y'all, he wasn't talking about nothing. And so the real issue was her mom it was something about she didn't want her dad around because it was that whole dad and mom thing, and that's what the root was, rejection. And so again, that's another broadcast. And so, but I just wanted to bring that up because that's why she was acting with that. So I just had to, long story short, tell her, look, you are pretty, and she's smarter than him. I'm like, girl, I've had him for 3 hours a day. I'm telling you. No. So, 10 years from now, you're going to be like, what was I thinking?
Right.
No, ma'am. And so, but she was pretty smart, but it just goes to show it doesn't matter. If you're looking for something that you're not getting, that's how that works out. So that's why I'm saying, as parents, I keep saying I have 3 nephews, that's it, y'all, but but we have to we got to get them. So, but anyway, I ain't gonna keep y'all all night. Like I said, I can talk forever and have 3 broadcasts in one night. So, but no, I'm not. But thank y'all for tuning in. Even if you're watching this, the replay, thank you for doing that as well. Continue to share with your followers, and so we will continue this discussion about parents and sex all into June, because I'm gonna get into fathers and all that great stuff. I am gonna bring, I know y'all probably, those of you who've been following me, probably like, she always have women on the broadcast. I'm gonna have some men, y'all. I'm working on it. So you just gotta find the right people, and the right people. That's all I'm gonna say. But stay tuned. You just never know what's gonna happen on Sex the Story Behind the Pleasure. So see you guys next Tuesday, same time, same place, 7:00 p.m. Central Standard Time. I want to thank my guest Alicia for coming on, and
I'm coming back.
Yeah.
I'm coming back. Yeah, I'm coming back.
Because I really want to get into single parenting too.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Get into single parenting. So not just single mom. There's some single dads out here. So hopefully
they're really doing it.
Yeah. So hopefully maybe somebody that will come up here for next month to do somebody that's a single dad.
We'll talk about that.
Yes.
I mean,
look at that.
Yeah,
So
okay.
I know. So yeah. Also, listen, y'all. If you're in the Memphis area and you know like places, I'm looking for a new place to do my broadcast. And so if you know places I can rent out or whatever, if you just know places, just write in the comments, send me an email, anything, send me a message. I'm just looking for a permanent place to do a broadcast. And so just going through some transition, but that's really on the top of my list right now. So also, in July, I'm going to have an event for teen girls in Memphis, Tennessee. I'm not going to tell you the title yet. Wait, I was about to say it. But just stay tuned. Save the date, July 22nd. It's going to be in Memphis. So you just want to that's why you got to follow me and stay here. Follow and share this information. And just, it's going to be great. I'm excited about this event. I'm just looking forward to it, and so it's only going to be a certain amount of teens that can come. So when you see it, you better leap on it. Leap. You better jump on it. But anyway, that's all. Still coming. I always love it when people comment after the video. I respond back and hear your feedback. And that's all we have for you guys today. And again, say thank you to Alicia for Nina U of M of the Polar Smart Rooms. Okay. Thank you, Nina. See, I'm going to write that down. U of M. I need to check Christian Brothers, too.
Uh-huh.
They might give me some leeway. I don't know. Oh, the public library.
The U of M or the public library.
Okay. We'll see. Okay. Thank you, Nina.
Yep.
Yes. Okay. But we're gonna head out. But if you came in the middle or at the end, please catch the replay. I'm getting ready to post it as soon as this is over. Talk to you guys later. Bye.